I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Post show. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. This guy right here. What's going on with this guy? Well, we know that there's been many versions of the script that has made it out there. That's been, I hope there's like a whole, collection of the Flash movie scripts, because there's just been so many. And we all got excited when we heard that Grant Morrison himself was writing the script for the movie with the star Ezra Miller. And turns out, yep, that got scrapped, because now we got Andy Muschietti and whoever he wrote it with and everything like that. And we know it's going to be Flashpoint-esque. It's going to be pretty interesting, especially if certain things pan out from when it comes to all the rumors that we're hearing, or the information that we're hearing. But Mr. Grant Morrison has actually been talking about this script, and I'm going to pull up this article from comingsoon.net that has his quotes. And it's funny because the title says Grant Morrison talks his and Ezra Miller's scrapped Back to the Future Flash script. Now, I think even Lord and Miller, when they wrote theirs, or they talked about theirs, or whatever the hell, they were referring to Back to the Future as well. It seems like that's the common denominator when it comes to all of this, which is, I guess, good, but there's just different versions. But this is what he had to say right here. He said, well, I thought we had a really good version of The Flash, and we wrote it as fast as The Flash because it was so demanding, and it was pretty good. And I think after a few drafts, it would have been great. But the way some studios work, these things just come and go. I think about 15 people have already written versions of The Flash, but it does seem like it. What do you say? Yeah, I totally messed up right there. But it does seem to be going ahead now, but not with the version that we did. I had fun. Ezra came over to the house, and we just had a real blast and created the story. And maybe one day the script will leak into the world. Well, leak it there, Morrison. What's wrong with that? And then, of course, talking about, more like Back to the Future kind of stuff with a superhero vibe. It says right here, and then, of course, the word dark. We don't want to hear anything dark, right? But this is what he had to say right here. The follow-up. He said, elements of darkness were there, and the material that they wanted us to use was the Flashpoint stuff. So Ezra and I were actually trying to do something that was a bit more, like I say. It's, well, he says it like this. He's like, we're trying to use something a bit more, like I say. It's kind of like just a great science fiction story. And if you don't know the comics, it would have made sense, which is always what you want to do when it comes to these movies. It's like, yeah, you want to have like an equal balance, I guess you could say. But I have to say, I don't want to talk about that because somebody else has done their own work on it, and I'm sure it will be great. And maybe, as I say, this will leak out one day and people can judge. All right, so that's twice that Mr. Morrison has been like, hey, maybe it'll leak out. Maybe it'll leak out. So if it does leak out, I think we know who leaked it out. I'm just saying, because it just seems like he's really, he keeps on saying, hey, maybe it'll leak out one of these days. It's not going to be me, or maybe Miller. Maybe Ezra's going to leak it out. So there you go, guys. So yeah, it would have been like kind of like a darker story. Hopefully, the reason why I'm still confident is because Andy Muschietti, I know I'm saying his name wrong, but it's the guy who did it. He's perfectly capable of doing something dark-esque. And to be honest, like I said, when I heard about the whole Michael Keaton stuff, I was excited, and I thought that was kind of unique. When you're trying to do a cinematic version of Flashpoint, it's like, okay, cool. And then hopefully, maybe there's still room for Jeffrey Dean Morgan Flash, Batman. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But anyways, guys, all I'm excited about is the Flash getting a movie, and Ezra Miller did one of those fandom videos where he had a black cat. Yeah. I don't know why he had a black cat, but he had a black cat. And And I made the joke on Film Junkie Live. He showed us his pussy. Anyways, guys, yeah, follow me and subscribe, do all that stuff, hit the notification bell, updated my Patreon if you want to go check it out, become a patron, we'll communicate and stuff like that, and subscribe to both channels. That's all down below. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.